Podcast. Your host, Blue 51, here at the barbershop. And today, Brandon sent me this video on TikTok of my man's. I don't even know what to name the video. All I know is that something he said that I want to ask the shop about is, black people give racism too much respect. Can I be the music? So we're gonna do what we want to do. Turn the music off. Baby, you know what? Let's do the shop. Let's go to the streets. We don't need the shop. Let's go to the streets. You know what I mean? I'm tired. Nah, but I want to ask the shop, do black people give racism too much respect? But also, there's a number of questions. This guy was dropping what he felt like with nuggets. I don't think... We're going to dissect it, all right? Because it's not irritating, but man, you know, when they cut up these little podcast joints, you don't get all the good stuff. And I mean, I'm not going to post the whole video, but I'll post what we're responding to. But let's go out. First start with Kat. What up, Kat?
What up, Kat?
Yeah, say what up, Kat. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do when I don't say what up, Kat. Yo, so my first question for you is, do you feel like black people give racism too much respect? Too much respect. Yeah. Do you think that, let me put it this way, was black slavery different from like the way that Europeans enslaved each other, Arabs enslaved each other? So slavery wasn't something that was uniquely only American. Right. What makes black slavery different?
I think the harshness of it, the cruelty, how they were treated.
The harshness and the cruelty? Yeah. Do you think that what effects do you think slavery has on you today? Do you feel like any of the effects are lingering? Or do you feel like anything that happened in slavery affects you now?
Yes. As far as racism and them, we still well, slavery we was what 1% of the wealth in America. We still to this day only own 1% of the wealth in America. So it's still lingering. It still has lingering effects.
Only 13% of the population.
Right. But still only one. But in all these years, 400 years, we still only 1% of wealth.
Wouldn't that be a us thing?
That is an us thing. But no, but we still been held on because they got all the land, they got all the resources.
Do you think that reparations is done like that?
No.
Why not?
So they gave the Japanese that they had in Germany.
We're not Japanese.
No, but I'm saying they gave them money though. So and that's the point. Yeah, we're not Japanese. Because if we were Japanese, we would have got something.
How do you think that works though? Like reparations to black people. How do you think that works? Like how do you prepare? Because I mean, like everybody at this point, everybody's part black.
So it would be direct descendants of slaves.
So it wouldn't be me because my mom was.
You were a descendant. Your mom's mom.
How far back you going?
Huh?
How far back you go?
Until you find out that you can get a piece of the money.
Like, what that something like bankrupt America though, maybe black person or whatever. I mean, look,
No, how much money you get Ukraine? How much money you send to Israel? Exactly, but you saying with a bankrupt America, no. Because realistically, it's going to put it right back into the economy anyway.
Do you think that discrimination is human?
No, I think it's false.
Talk behavior?
It's a talk behavior. Think about it when you were young. You had like white man, Chinese, right?
No, I didn't. You didn't. No.
You talking about a little white boy, you just saying.
Shout out my boy, shout out Spencer Burns, man. You know what I'm saying? Put me on the Wu Tang. I want to be part of the Wu 36 Chambers. Come on for Spencer Burns. He all preppy too. I seen a picture of him. He got a square tie around his neck. He playing golf. Like, I was like, I know this dude used to be in there talking about some shit. All day, jump on the bed in his pocket and talk about like, man, yo, come on, man. Spencer, what you doing, bro? Come back. Like, oh, got black girl. Thank you, man.
Okay, Spencer.
Still a little Wu-Tang. Still a Wu-Tang now.
Shout out to Spencer.
You know what I mean? The guy was saying that even if we're all of us from black, we find something else discriminating against. We say eye color or ear size, or we can still find something else discriminating.
Well, let's not go on a hypothetical. So let's go on what we know.
And what do we know, Kevin?
You know that we was enslaved. You know that we still experience racism.
And you think that black people at the slavery or race, the slavery of black people was unique in the sense of how
Yes.
So the thing that bothered me about the video, like the guy was going on, he's basically saying that you give too much respect to it because our experience with slavery was not special. Slavery was something that, and also that it wasn't white. Like black people sold black people, and white people didn't pay for it.
It wasn't. It doesn't matter. They didn't know that they were sending them over here to be treated like. Because when they was enslaved in Africa, they wasn't treated like that. They still had certain rights and stuff. They just.
If I remember correctly, when I learned about the slave trade during the tribes, like they were even captured. They captured you during the war, come back to the tribe, they held you like a ransom, they paid to get you back. They didn't get you back after a certain amount of time. You just became part of my tribe. Now you're over here, you're a citizen of this tribe. They just like they don't want you, bro. You're gonna stay over here. You with us now. And I thought that, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it's almost a gentleman's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It wasn't as bad as, you know, I only work for free for the rest of your life, and if your children work free, and we're gonna breed you with the stronger versions so we can get more children and do more free work. You know what I mean? But concept is wild. The dude was saying that his grandmother was sold by her father who owned, and then that owner sold her to the then husband that she had. Now the white person is like, oh, it was one of my black people. He's saying that, like, you know, slavery is not something that is exclusively white.
It's not. It's not. But that doesn't make make his argument better.
So one of the things he said was that one of the reasons for like stop worrying about slavery was that as long as you are confident, as long as you're competition, you're a threat, and you're gonna find a way to move. That's what he said. You believe that?
No. And then hold on, let's rewind. So he was saying that slaves was sold to black people. Like, yeah, a lot of people that had their freedom went back and purchased their rights. So that doesn't make them a slave at that point. That makes them a free person, like a black slave. That was his
slavery.
Yeah, like you said, the guy said that his mother's mother sold. And that.
Her father sold her to a guy.
Yeah, but was the slave, was it still enslaved, or was that his wife? Did he free her?
I don't think you call her I don't think you call him your husband. I don't think you call him a husband if he's a Nazi.
Nah, that's what I'm saying.
That's so it's just purchase of freedom. That's kind of I can make that. I don't know much about the purchasing of freedom I do know,
slaves do that.
But I do I agree. I just do think that it's American slavery for black people.
There was
one of the guys saying everybody actually agree. I think that's the part that like bypasses the experience of it and how like that is I like saying diabolical because of diabolical film, but it really was the way they broke it down. They speak to your language, of your practices, your religion, your land. They changed the religion that they gave you to save you more service. Well, the laws of the land, the laws of the Bible, they added that in there so for it to be more obedient. And so this is your God now. You're gonna say they made the God look like the slave master. I mean, it's diabolical, man.
everybody died. Everybody.
Oh, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So when I think about it, I'm like, and then what's his name? It's crazy how freaking diabolical.
It's a good documentary called Boat Breaking. You should check it out.
I'm not interested. I'm not. I can read about some of the things, but I feel like the documentary though, nah, they're gonna do something stupid. They try to show it to you. And I don't want to see. I don't want to see you. You don't think that if your competition, you don't agree with it, as long as your competition is correct, you know what you remove. In general, we say people in general. If you are competition with someone, your opponent is gonna look to remove.
I guess so, but I feel as though I'm not only competition.
You also say equally so, as long as you are as long as you can add value, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, you will be appreciated and recognized. He said, as long as you can add value, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, you will be appreciated and recognized. And that was statement or false statement? False statement. False.
As a black man, I got to fight twice as hard as a white man to get the same thing.
What math tells you that?
Just
When
look
you
at,
get that equation.
look at the workforce. How many black CEOs are there? You mean to tell me even black people not qualified?
If you build a business, right? You just a barbershop, right? Barbershop grows, explodes, get bigger and bigger. One day, you know what I'm saying, you recognize you got this fantastic show called the Blue 51, Barbershop Fight the Blue 51. You get syndicated, you get a million people in here. You got to open up another shop just to take over the spill. You know what I'm saying? So now we got 5 shops. They say we can do business now, right? So we get 5 shops. Then we international, right? We get shops in Japan. You know what I'm saying?
International.
Yeah, we international with it. You know what I'm saying? We got go cat here. So then we open up. So now you're the CEO of Unique Reflections Enterprises, right? Do you hire your nephew to run the business when you get, you know what I'm saying, you stepping down, or
Is he qualified?
you would hire a white man to run the business for you?
If he's more qualified, if it's going to grow the business, I can still look out for my nephew because the business is growing. I can put him in other places. It should be the most qualified person.
So you would still hire the most qualified person?
I would like to think that I would, yes.
Even in this demographic, we're black now, but on a lot of black CEOs, you can still hire the white person to be more qualified.
In that case, I don't know. I might. All right, so you take a white guy that graduated from Harvard, you take a black guy that graduated from Norfolk State. They got the same qualifications, and they doing the same thing. Most likely, that guy from Harvard is going to get the job. Not because he's smarter, but they're going to look at that Harvard and say, oh, but he went to a HBCU. They're going to hire the Harvard guy. Yes. But in your situation, what you said, I'm probably going to get the black guy.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I need to elevate my people.
That's what you would do it for the people.
Yeah.
So why do you do it? It's bad.
Nepotism. They're not doing
But
it.
you just said you would
But
do
they're
it.
not doing it based on qualifications. They're doing it based on nepotism. They just trying to.
Well, we just said you would do the same thing.
I said based on what I just said, based on what you just saying. Yes, I would take the brother. Or sister. Yeah.
So is that wrong?
But they have to be qualified.
They still got to be qualified.
Yeah. Commercial break, please.
Oh, you got to do business.
The audio's messed up.
You need to flex, huh?
Like it's not the camera.
What's up? What's your name? Phil? Nah, Phil.
Is it quiet? It's not picking up on that.
It's picking up the camera.
Not the mic.
That's better.
Hold on, go back on. Check. You don't hear? Yo. Checking out. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties with the microphone system. We're just making sure everything right. We good now? Cool. Now we just making sure we be having it a lot of the time where the microphone just goes stupid. I gotta make sure they don't do that no more. Let's go ask the homies. We'll come down here. Oh, Kev on the phone. Can I holler at you, Sean, or you busy? Sean, I got a bunch of questions today.
I bet you do.
I got a bunch of questions, bro. I'm watching this video, man. Homie said he opens up by saying black people sold black people and white people just paid for it.
Black people sold black people, and white people just paid for it.
The title of today's pod is, do black people give racism too much respect?
Well, I think that's kind of loaded, man.
It is.
That's loaded.
We're gonna touch on a lot of the points he made.
Because I mean that really I can only answer that depending on the person's understanding of respect and racism.
So
that's a different conversation.
His stance was that racism happened everywhere. It was Arabs, there was Germans, everybody got. Black people weren't unique in the experience of slavery, and that we give it.
Yes, we were.
How
They
so?
did something different to us mentally. They took our culture from us. They took our name. They took our language. They took our religion. We don't even know. Like we're like
Shell.
an orphan child found in the dumpster.
Even an orphan
Really,
child
worse
has a
than that.
concept of where they come from.
Yeah, worse than
We
that.
don't have anything.
That's not like
So
Thomas Sowell.
psychologically,
I'm sorry, Thomas Sowell, my boy.
thank you.
Thomas Sowell is who? That said that?
Yeah, Thomas Sowell, he a professor from Harvard.
Oh.
He talked about that, how black people were the only people that got enslaved. You know what I'm saying? It
You
was
can have
like
the seat,
a
Jerry.
whole different race. All different races got enslaved, right? But he was saying that black people, the mentality, they choose to use the victim mentality, and that's what's holding us back. Stop being the victim, take control of your situation, and rise above it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what he was talking about. But he cool. He cool. He cool too.
So slavery's in the mind is like that. To instead of thinking that we should think to do what we can to get better than slavery, or think that slavery is not a real obstacle.
No, it is. Anything that mentally disrupts you in that way is an obstacle, but don't use it as like a form of like a crutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just acknowledge it, figure out what you have to work on. You know what I'm saying? To move past that, and don't be a victim anymore, and then continue to grow as a person.
Okay, so do you think that one of his closing statements in his pod was that in this clip was that he said, as long as you're able to add value, doesn't matter if you're black or white, that you will be accepted, you'll be appreciated and recognized as long as you're able to add value. Do you think that's a true statement? That no matter your race, that if you add value, people will appreciate it and recognize you?
No, because people have their own opinions. You know what I'm saying? So you can add value in your way, what you think is valuable. But if somebody else don't agree with that, then they'll just, they'll bash you and be like, oh, that really wasn't what we needed to help us. It's just, everything is perspective.
Let me ask you a real question about you personally, right? What do you do for work? Do you mind me asking?
I'm a data center tech.
A data center tech. All right. For some reason, when you said it, it sounded like something completely different. I heard it late. So you're all right. So say, I don't know what the top position would be that, but say the top position as a data center tech. If you were applying for the top position, you and your white counterpart are equally qualified, but you've been there for 7 years, and you've accomplished tasks, right? You have the history with the company where you have accomplished things. Something going wrong, you fixed it. You've been available. You work later hours. You've invested 7 years, and as far as like in the forefront, you're the first to raise your hand. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
So you've done it with the goal in your mind was to be in a leadership role, right? They then hire John Smith from the floor, who has not invested, only been there 2 years, but that he golfs with Chris, the guy that's in the position now, or the hiring manager. He golfs with him on Saturdays. They hire Chris instead. Do you feel like that has to do with your skill set? What do you think that has to do with? Do you feel like that's a racism thing, or just how do you feel about, like, how do you think that scenario plays out in your head? How does that make you feel?
Well, the guy that was golfing with, I guess the head dude, is he white?
Yeah, John Smith is a white guy. You're a black dude.
Okay.
In this scenario, but I mean, you could be.
Yeah,
I didn't really ask you. I just assumed. So, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, on the outside looking in, it could look like that. It could look like like a form of racism. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I like to look deeper. Sometimes it could be that though. It could be that it's who you know, and that'll move you up in the company or whatever. But just people are just so quick to jump the gun, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, evaluate what's really going on and then move off of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it could be that situation, but it also could be something else. Maybe even though I'm quick off the gun to jump to anything, and I've been there for 7 years, maybe they're in the business, they're trying to get somebody that's less qualified so they can save money on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be just that. It could be a racist thing.
Okay, but you're like, you would before you equated it to your skin playing a part in it, you would be like, there's probably some logistical thing behind it.
Yeah,
and you do that. Do you do that?
Try to see it first, but then I'll move past that, and if I can't find anything wrong, then I'm gonna have to take a look and see, like, bro, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? If for whatever reason you connect the dots to think it was a race-related thing, right? Do you think that the person that connects it that way, that it's a race-related thing, do you think that person is then having the crutch? Remember you was talking about, like, not taking racism as like don't let it be in the forefront, like, just move, do your best, move around, like, don't let it hold you back. Do you feel like in that situation that if the person that says, yo, the only connection I can make is that, because you would think in a company you'd want the harder working person, right? Yeah.
So you'd be like, the only reason why, I have a friend, the reason I made the scenario was I have a friend who, the same scenario, was a female though, and she was there, she was working. They actually had her filling the position temporarily, doing the work.
Yeah.
And then they brought this guy in to partner with her, so she could see how to do the work. because, you know, to assist her, because it was a big project that she was filling the seat for. They were like, just to help you out a little bit, we're going to bring this guy in. And then after they finished the project, they gave the position to the guy that they brought in to help her, who was standing in for X amount of months doing it.
Yeah.
So,
That's funny because feminism has like catapulted women in the workplace like tremendously. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny you telling me that usually in a position like that, women tend to move up faster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From what I see.
And as a black woman, which also, like, statistically speaking, they move up. They just been killing it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to black women. You know what I'm saying? So they've been killing it. But I would say, like, in that scenario, right, she was like, ain't no way, right? Because the people that are in those positions all look like the guy that they hired, right?
Yeah.
They all look the same. There's a look that they have for that position.
Facts.
So
It happens.
So it equated to her like they must be going for a certain type of person because everybody tends to look the same in that position. So she looked at it that way. She didn't leave the company, didn't leave. She, you know, stayed there. I think 2 years later, she actually got a position as the boss to the guy that got the position that she didn't get.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so it worked out. It worked out in its own
In due
way. You know what I'm
time,
saying?
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's due time though. Does it make the race? You know what I'm saying? Does it make her experience not any less? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're spiritual and you're religious, you know, things come right on time. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe she wasn't ready at that time, but then 2 years later she became ready, and that's why she got a higher position than the position that she wanted before.
So I have a problem, like a personal thing. Like it's not even like I don't even have like the equation for it, but I have a problem with when I hear black people use religion as a way to be mistreated. Because part of the reason why they gave religion, specifically Christianity, to black people was for the, you know, for you to not fight back, for you to pray to God, for you know, for good things to happen for you. It was about keeping them domesticated, keeping them controlled.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, turn the other cheek. You know, hey, you don't. It'll come to you. God will take care of it. Leave it in God's hand. And God looks like the same dude that's beating your ass in the field. You know what I'm saying? So like when I hear people do it, it always kind of like, you know, it's a little not triggering, but it rubs me the wrong way only because of my knowledge, right? Like I know what religions come. I'm like, is this because every religion, even outside of Christianity, has a very similar base. It was very closely with the government. If you notice that religion and government kind of closely relate to each other. So the same things that government tells you to do tends to be the same thing that the religion tells you to do. So it's always been a control, you know what I mean? Like when government's not watching you, God's watching you, still behave like a good person, you know what I'm saying? So like the control aspect to it, I wouldn't say bothers me, but knowing that, I'm like, how much of it, they're all the same people, like Buddhists, Muslim, Christians, they all tend to act the same way, have similar values. They might pray 5 times, 6 times, 3 times, not eat for a month, not eat for half a year. You know what I'm saying? Like they got their different practices, but they all have similar baselines of how to behave. It bothers me when I hear people say it's to be mistreated and not make action. Because if I were to step on your slipper, I'm about to say your shoe. If I was to step on your shoes, you'd be like, hey, you know what I mean? You would address the issue. It wouldn't be step on your shoes and you just. You know what I'm saying? Take a step back. I step on your shoe again. You take another step back. I step on your shoe again. You stand on the chair. Someone you say, hey, man, you know what I mean? Watch, you stepping on my shoe. You know what I'm saying? You address it. Well, how you address it? Even if we get this fisticuff, whatever the case may be, or it's just a conversation and then you like, yo, this dude clearly stepped on shoes. I'm not walking past him no more. But you have to address the issue. I don't get why. So like with you getting skipped over for the 7 years, you working at the job for 7 years, they skip over you. Do you address the issue? Like with her, with the guy skipping over, she didn't address the issue. She got the job, and you could look at it that way, but it ain't the same people. The people that hired him for that job ain't the same people that are hiring her for the new position. Someone else is hiring her for the position that puts her shoulder to shoulder with the guys that skipped over her. You know what I'm saying? So like, it ain't the same person, but someone else that saw the value, that she adds value to the program or to that environment. So they're like, hey, let me bring you up. So I am curious. Like, do you think that adding value will get you appreciated and recognized regardless of your race, or do you think that depends on the people that are in the position? Because the people that didn't hire. They didn't come back. They didn't come back and hire. They never gave her a new position. She just got skipped. A person above them who's of color and a female, I think, is the one that offered the job to her. So it actually was, yeah. So it wasn't who just happened to be in a higher position than them. So they hired it, and it's like they're giving her. The guys that didn't hire her giving her shit for it. It's like, oh, she's gonna come back with a vengeance. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. It's not the same story. It's just like, oh, those people saw the value. They didn't. They never saw the value. They just someone else skipped over them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, are you still? Do you think my question is, do you think that adding value, regardless of race, will get you recognized and appreciated.
No, that's the same sense I had in the beginning. I don't. It depends on the mentality and the person's perspective. You
The
know what I'm
person that's
saying?
getting appreciated, or the people that are appreciating it. Like
The people
way-
that are above that, they're supposed to be calling the shots, right? It depends on their perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because like growing up in today's society, we all been brainwashed. Me personally, I think we all been brainwashed, right? So from a kid going into adulthood, what we see is if you're religious and you Christianity, you see white Jesus on everywhere in the church, right? And in your subconscious mind, you depict that as superior, right? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like the color. I'm sorry, the color does matter. So when you see that person that in that position, that color, you're gonna think that you're gonna associate that automatically with that race.
I think the color does matter because I think that white
Yeah.
people that see the TV shows where they're white lawyers, white CEOs, white doctors,
what
white
I'm
police
saying.
officers, they look at a position of authority. They get conditioned.
Yeah.
It's mental conditioning. You know what I'm saying? You go. That's why I have a problem with organized religion, problem. Like they keep showing you this white man on the TV
They got a superiority
saying,
complex. You know what I'm saying, right? But then as black people, we have a victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? So if a black person was in a position of power and they want other black people to move up, right? They might, depending on how they are, right? They might, even if they don't have the credentials, just because they want to see black people win, they'll move that other person up regardless of somebody else. So
I
it
was just talking to Kev about that.
yeah. So it goes both ways. It goes with
Do you think-
white people or black people.
Do you think that the effects of what do you think are some of the effects on today's black people from slavery? Or do you think there are no lingering effects of slavery on black people?
No, they are.
You're like, so you can not, you know,
Yeah, they are.
nah, man, we can't think about it, but there's some effects, right? What is one of the things? What do you think is just off top, right? Because I know you didn't come in here and think I'm gonna get asked about black people.
Nah, I didn't.
So like, what is one of the things you think? One of the lingering effects of slavery on black people or black culture today?
Shoot, man, there's a lot. I think, man, there's a lot.
You gotta give.
Yeah,
Now give me
feel
one
like-
second. Let me give you this one. 'Cause I'm gonna go back and ask Sean. What do you think that black people give racism too much respect? And I think from your definition of sensationalizing it,
Yeah.
I think your answer would be yes, because of the fact that you're like, if you sensationalize it, then you kind of have a victim mentality versus like
Yeah, I
making
don't think it's too much respect. I don't like the word respect. You know what I mean? Use that. I think it's just like they use it a lot as a crutch almost in certain situations.
Would you say black people or you say some people? Because I know that some people like to abuse assistance. Like some people will need help. And if you help them, they're genuine people and they'll appreciate that help. And then you have people, like I know personally in my life, that no matter how much you help them, they're just not appreciative people. They're selfish people.
Yeah.
So there's some people that are, it's not about them being black. It's about the quality of person that's, oh yeah, it's racism. They just throwing that out there as a hot button thing to get what they want from the situation. It has nothing to do with racism, has nothing to do with unfair treatment, has everything to do with them wanting a certain result. And I think that it has not so much race as it is quality of person. I think that racism plays a huge part in black people's lives, whether they acknowledge it or not. Whether you think about it or not, it is something that got said to me when I was younger, was that you have to have a PhD in race by the time you're in grade school. You have to have a PhD in race. Like what I mean by that is that you have to know you're black when you leave the house to go to school. You have to know that the way your actions are received are different. Something they said during the shootings and stuff like that was that black boys get looked at as threats before they looked at as children, right? You heard that before?
No, I haven't.
The young black, we do the same thing. I get on the metro, I see a group of black kids hanging out, being a little rowdy because they might have fun a little louder than the white kids. Yeah. I'm double checking. I'm actually looking at them like, yo, they hope nobody try me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit more like, I'm gonna keep my distance. I don't want to make them mad. They act up. And I see a group of white kids, I don't even be like,
You'll be threatened.
right? I mean, I don't know if that's just me, but like they kind of conditioned me, right? Because they done showed me all the news clippings, all the movies. Girl sits on the train, the black kids are hanging out, then they look at them and just like, I've never seen that in my entire life. Only in movies, but they done conditioned my head.
It's brainwashing. And they programmed us since we've been in the womb, man. So that's what I'll be saying. That's why I don't like the way that certain things happen. I look at it and I'm like, that's just a programming. You got to look at that for what it is and remove that from your mind, and then move forward. You know what I'm saying? To better your own life, you as a person.
Nah, I appreciate it. What's your name, man?
Paul.
Paul, man, I appreciate you, man. Fridays at 12, man. You got to come in, Paul. I appreciate my brother. Is it okay through with the whole? So is it okay if I ask Sean some questions?
Oh, you can ask Sean, sure.
I ain't want to just be like, microphone, camera all over. You might, want to enjoy your haircut quietly. You know what I'm saying? Sean, first off, waves are spinning, bro. I appreciate the waves today. I don't know what you did today, man, but doing all right, man.
I'm an active member, president, and CEO, co-CEO of the strike team.
Hey, man,
so we have to represent ourselves.
Hey, man.
accordingly.
If we don't do it, who gonna do it?
Hey, we have to be ready to strike at all times.
who gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? We gotta take care of business.
Strike team, no spares, no fouls.
We got do you think reparations is a dumb idea?
Without education, without financial literacy, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't even hold you. That's like
Yeah.
I knew if I came to you, I was gonna get some. Hey, bro, it's gonna be a good pod today. It's gonna be crazy.
Financial literacy. And you need to pass
How was
before
Black?
you get your reparations.
You need a pass?
You need to pass the financial literacy course before you get your reparations.
How so?
And there's a system of checks and balances. Once you get the bag, you take it out the bag. You know what I mean? You put it in the refrigerator. You know what I mean? Then you cook it. Like there gotta be steps to it. Like a grocery bag, you gotta do the same thing.
You can't just go out. It's gotta be on the
just
back.
get the bag and
it's
just
on,
keep it in the
It's
trunk.
on the back of the bag and tell you everything you need to do. Hey, follow these steps so we take the bag back.
You can't just take it out. Yeah, you
I
gotta
love
take,
it.
Take the
What's
groceries out the trunk.
what's the difference was black slavery different from Arab slavery, German slavery, Irish slavery? Like black slavery different from that?
Yeah, I think so because it lasted longer, and not only did it last longer, they taught us something that was very valuable for it to for it to be perpetual, and that is to teach us to hate ourselves, which taught us disunity. Everybody else is unified. Everybody else, every culture, generally are unified. We're not.
I always envy, not envy, but I appreciate. And I say envy, but it's more so like, I'm always like, damn, yo, like I appreciate it, but I always wish we could do it with like, in my own communities is the Asian community. Something someone told me about, it was like, yo, a family will move here, buy a house, right? $1 million home. And they'll live in the top floor of that $1 million home, move another family into the bottom floor of that $1 million home. Then they'll open up a Chinese food restaurant. That family in the basement will run that Chinese food restaurant and save up money to buy their own home, right? After they run the house, and while they're running the house, they put the kids through school with the money from the Chinese food restaurant. They move the grandparents here to watch the kids while they're working at the Chinese food restaurant, right? So now free health daycare. And they buy houses in the same neighborhood. They just buy up the same block, a neighborhood to live in and move families in. And they continue to buy property and houses and businesses and just keep on moving. And the family that runs the restaurant just changes out. They just keep switching out the family that runs the restaurant. I was like, that's such a great idea. That's such a fantastic idea.
It's called cooperative economics. It's called Chinatown.
Which is why they have a Chinatown and we got ghettos.
Right. We can do the same thing.
Oh, I know. Block party. July.
Go ahead.
July 20th. July 20th, right? We 20, we popping, right?
Why you
Yeah,
playing,
you know what I'm saying? I wasn't playing. I said block party.
Looking
July
big.
20th.
Yeah.
We on. We lit. We put the flyer at the end of the day.
Unified. Come plug in.
Another one of the questions I have was, they said as long as you're a competition, you're a threat, and they're gonna look to remove you, right? No matter if you're black or white, as long as you're competition.
Can I get a commercial break for 10 seconds?
Everybody need a competition.
10 seconds.
And no, that's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Look, I never really liked Sean. All right, I say he my brother, but reality is I be lying. We got yeah, not today though. Not today. Not today. I know who that is. That's my favorite person. It's my favorite person right there. Broke my heart.
How about dating?
Nah, seriously. I love that girl. Yo, question. You know why I like asking your barber questions? He has the funniest answers I ever heard in my life. I love asking your barber things. That's what it is. I think you got unresolved trauma, but you ain't gotta be. Hey man, we talk about black people stuff. I'm gonna go back to Sean because you're not gonna be hood. I try to build a black community. He's like, I'm a real motherfucker. Yeah, I gotta run away, man. You crazy, man. You wild. I said, as long as you competition, you're gonna be a threat, and they're gonna look to remove you, whether you're black or white. Do you think that's a true statement? As long as you're comp, they're gonna look to remove you.
As long as you're comp, they're
As long as you're competition, you're a threat. You can be seen as a threat, and they're gonna look to remove you. You think that's an accurate depiction? But they said, but also, as long as you add value, you're gonna be appreciated and recognized, whether you're black or white. That people being your opposition, like not even just racism, like people holding you back and you not progressing. As long as you are competition, people are going to try to stop your progression. Doesn't matter if you're black and they're white, if they're in power, you're not in power. As long as you're competition, they're going to look to hold you back. But if you add value, they're going to recognize and appreciate you. So I guess the way you put it is, if I'm trying to take your spot versus me trying to make things more comfortable for you in your spot so that you want me to be around where you at more frequently, right? If I add value to you, because I can't be, that's the only way I can think about it. I'm like, that's the only, it's,
I think generally speaking, that's accurate. Some people look at a competition like it's a chance for them to level up. They don't want to get rid of you. You know how boring it would be if you don't have any competition? You don't
Yes.
ever get better.
yes.
There's no adversity. You're not going to grow. You know what I mean? Like,
And sometimes the competition, like something I was actually talking about my brothers, actually. I was saying that I was telling somebody on the way back over here, I was like, they were like, oh man, because, you know, my brother, King Green got songs in Power. He got 2 songs in the show Power,
for
right?
real?
And she was like, oh, that's crazy. I'm watching Power. I was like, yeah, he got 2 songs in that joint. She's like, yeah, it sounds like really cool. She's like, man, you know some really cool people. I was like, yeah, my brother's dope. He makes really great music. I was like, actually, all my brothers is dope. She's like, oh, he sounds like a good guy. You talk so highly of him. I was like, nah, he's an asshole. Don't get me wrong. Guy's an asshole. I was like, both my brothers are assholes. But
no, I don't know
they're,
about Red. Red's
they're
a
real.
guy.
Yeah, but it's
You and Green, yeah, y'all assholes.
nah, we gotta go back and forth. But Red has his moment. But that's not the point I wanted to make. The point I wanted to
That's
make
the point I'm
was,
making.
oh, you're making a good point. Red's a good dude. Me and Green might be assholes. Red, don't listen to this.
Yeah,
Fuck out.
I got shout out Red, man.
Shout out my
Behind
brother
the
Red
camera.
behind the camera right now.
Yeah,
He's a good
man,
dude.
He wasn't here last week, man. Like, come on, man.
Now we got like 1,000 plays on that joint though, so you know what I'm saying?
Without-
Maybe
without-
Red holding this back. Maybe.
See what I'm saying?
Every time we don't come,
Hey,
every
Josh,
time we
you
don't
gotta
come,
keep Josh. Come on.
every time we don't come, show be popping. Nah, but I was gonna say I was saying that Green and Red, they have this thing where I silently in competition a lot of the time because they are very, like, I feel like they're so successful in what they do that sometimes I will unasked, I'll just compare myself. Like I just do it myself, right? And I don't give myself enough credit for my own success because I'm so like I get overwhelmed. But also because they shine so bright, it makes me want to shine too. I can't be around them doing things and making moves and not moving myself. And not that they're competition, but they challenge me to be better.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, they don't be saying, "Yo, man, you gotta do more." They don't accurately say that, but they also be like, I know I ain't hanging around with him doing nothing. I couldn't be around Red doing nothing with myself. I gotta be doing something because
Surround yourself with good people, you become good yourself.
That's why people have workout
that don't really
partners.
work because I'm looking at you and the only thing good about you is that shirt, man.
Nah, he got some bomb shades. He got some
No.
bomb.
And he got some bomb shades. That's
Yeah.
about it though.
That's the first.
Nice shirt and some bombs.
That's the first thing he getting got for. The chains, we need to pull up.
All right, so I guess my biggest thing is the guy kind of played down racism to being just hold on, man. You got commercial break me for a second. I'll be right back.
What happened? What are you doing? What we doing? Now we cut the commercial break. I'm not the host. You feel me? He went to do what? He has the nerve. Can we push pause on this? I don't understand. It's no longer the Blue 51 show. Barbershop Blue.
What's up? Well,
I can't believe
My
he
take
just
on it-
rolled out like that.
now he went to go chase the old girl down. But black people, race, and all the stuff, man, is all set up. We run around here like, I think we run around here as mutts. We're all mixed up with different cultures because we was taken from our homeland and we out here trying to make a way. And we got set up and we just out here like nothing. But we spill great.
Okay.
Look, I got a book over there, got so much history. We beautiful people. You can't hold us back. Can't stop it with the genetic code that's inside us. But you broke up our culture. That's the only thing. But you can't hold us back, and people jealous of that. That's why the Klan is there and all this other stuff to hold us back. Yeah, it's all set up.
All right, kid, give us an update.
On the cookout, the block party.
Give us any updates, because we ain't got a host.
Okay, don't forget about the Youth Reflections Customer Appreciation Cookout, July 20th, starting at 4 o'clock. Music by DJ Life and also DJ Fire Marshal. He'll be playing reggae.
Where we at?
We're going to be in the back. We're going to be all through the whole block. We're going to have a car show and bike show also. Food will be provided by us, so just bring yourself.
Okay, what day is it?
July 20th, that's a Saturday. It's going to be 4 until.
4 until. Okay.
4 until. So everybody definitely come out, have fun, enjoy it, enjoy yourself, listen to some good music, eat some good food.
Okay, thank you. We ain't got a host no more, so.
What up, Red? I might be able to host this thing. What we talking about?
Whatever you want, you the host.
Oh man, no, I don't got no topics.
So what's with talk about quick? Talk about the new hair. Talk about.
Nah, the new hair, man, it's just something. The new hair is just something that I got done just so I ain't gotta do nothing to my hair. Easy stuff. You know what I mean?
So we think about reparations.
Oh man.
Black people give too much respect to racism.
Do black people give too much respect to racism? I think that depends on the black person.
What's an example of like too much respect to racism?
You're gonna have to give me a second, right?
Oh, you got a commercial break?
Hello?
All right, y'all. Behind the camera, I'm in front of the camera, through the mirror. This has been a great podcast. I think we lost our host to the streets. I really don't know what to tell y'all other than come through July 20th, Unique Reflections. Well, a little barbecue. It's actually Green's birthday. You know, the host and talk stuff about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good dude. Come check us out, man. Shout out to everybody watching the pod. Listen, we're gonna get you some clips. Y'all can check this out later. But for now, we're gonna roll out. All right, y'all. Be good.